I'm Kila.
And I'm Ashley.
And we met on TikTok.
2 trailers, 1 park.
And we were raised by 2 mother hustlers.
I raised my mama.
Oh my gosh, I did too.
Well, let's talk about that. We can talk shit about our moms, but no one else can.
Welcome back.
Hey, y'all.
We are back.
It's a new week, and we're on it today.
Yes.
And I actually have notes today, so if you're watching on YouTube, I actually wrote notes. And it was when I was laying in bed at night, and I have all these ideas. I normally don't write them down, but I was like, I'm going to write this down.
You pre-gamed.
I did. That last week.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look, high five.
High five.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a game.
Oh, yes.
So we've been doing games. So now we're going to start off with a real game. All right, this game is called, let me see. What am I?
Oh, God.
Hey, guys, you have to play too. Okay?
So that's Tom and Trent.
Tom and Trent are fabulous
Producers.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, that's an instruction. It's called What Am I? Well, shit.
Did you read the instructions?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've played this.
Oh, okay.
Long, thick, and firm. I'm cool, and I stay hard for days. When I get old, I go soft. What am I?
Your producer, Tom. Who else?
Shut the hell up.
Long, thick, and
firm, and I'm cool. I stay hard for days, and when I get old, I go soft.
Ice?
What am I?
Is it ice?
No.
Well, let's deductively reason this one out.
Oh, Lord.
So it's long, thick, and cool.
Long,
firm.
thick, and firm.
Okay, it's
And
long,
cool.
thick, and firm.
And it's cool. It stays hard for days, so it's not ice.
Okay.
And when it gets old, it goes soft. A cucumber.
Oh, that was, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking some kind of vegetable, yeah.
I was not. So, good job, Tom.
Okay, here, this one's easier. I'm often the first thing you put in your mouth in the morning. When you have finished with me, you spit.
Toothbrush.
Yep.
Oh, and I'm going to lightning round.
I'm normally 6 to 12 inches long. If I'm bent, I don't measure up. And if you turn me over, I'm just as good.
That sounds
What else?
inappropriate.
Cell phone?
They all kind of sound
Yeah.
inappropriate, honestly.
I'm normally 6 to 12 inches long. And if I'm bent, I don't measure up. If you turn me over, I'm just as good.
Measuring tape. No.
Ruler.
A ruler.
Ruler.
Ah, good
Oh,
job.
as soon as I said that, I was like, yep.
I'm hot, wet, and steamy. After you've been inside me, you need to wipe yourself. And after I'm finished, I still drip a little.
Sauna.
A stripper.
Shower.
A shower. Trent, you're losing over here.
I was close, though.
I get eaten on special occasions. My breasts are big and juicy, and you have to pull my legs apart to stuff me.
Turkey.
I sometimes go down on you. You can stick a floppy in me, and my bites don't bruise.
A computer.
A stripper.
Good job.
Hey, I got 3. Okay.
All right.
Get one eventually. It'll be right eventually.
It's going to be like a paint stripper, though.
I know. Doesn't this look fun? We
Yeah.
need to play this.
What am
What
I?
am I? TikTok sent that to me.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I have to review it, and everybody go buy this game. What am I? Couples edition.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. We like to play games at Christmas and holidays.
I just bought a murder mystery in a haunted house game today at TJ Maxx. Like, I'm excited about it. Everybody else is going to be like, this is so dumb, but I'm excited. Do y'all want to come down and play it with us?
We may.
Okay.
We got the game Do or Drink, and it is so foul. Like, I couldn't even play it. I would be drunk because I would have to
Oh.
drink before I did any of the things. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
cut holes in your shirt
Oh,
where your
yeah.
nipples are, and
Yeah, no.
sit here for 1 round or drink 2 shots or
Yeah.
quit the game.
Mm,
I'm like, I would drink.
I think I'll just stick with rummy or Uno. I'm pretty good at those. Decent at those, let me say that. So what have you been doing?
Oh, I got a hormone
Replacement therapy?
pellet put in my ass yesterday.
How long does it last?
3 to 5 months.
And then you have to get another one?
Then you go back and get another one, yes.
Ugh.
And so I know you talk about being in menopause a
Yes.
lot. And
I'm
when I
not a
went-
candidate for the hormone replacement.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Believe me, I've tried everything. I've even tried to so I had a mini stroke when I was 19, when I was pregnant with Jaden, and they never could find the cause of it. And then when I got pregnant with Aniston, the same exact thing happened.
Oh.
And so they were like, well, you can't have any more kids because obviously estrogen is what's causing you to have these.
Okay.
Well, fast forward 10 years and I had it again and I wasn't pregnant because my tubes are tied. And so I go to a neurologist and he's like, no, you're not having mini strokes, you're having complicated migraines. Well, you can't get that mini stroke off of my medical records. Like, that's all they see. They're like, no, we can't. So when I went into menopause, I was like, I want to do hormone replacement therapy. And they were like, you can't because you're such a risk for a stroke because of this. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a complicated migraine. They're like, yeah, once it says TIA on there, a stroke, we can't. And my dad had a brain aneurysm to bust when he was 19. They're like, and, I mean, even the neurologist is like, you're eventually going to start having seizures. We just don't know when, but due to your MRIs, like, you're more than likely. So they will not. Like, I'm like, no, let's just erase that. Let's just try it. Like, and they're like, no, they will not. I've tried everything. They're like, you're just gonna have to go through it. So I'm excited for you though, because they say
I'm excited.
You will feel amazing.
Yes.
So I'm really excited for you.
I'm always tired.
Yes.
My feet hurt. My body aches. And I didn't know that was a sign of menopause.
Oh, yeah. Do the bottom of your feet itch?
Yes.
Mine do too. That's a menopause thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And my hands itch all the time.
So weird. Something about some nerve endings or whatever.
Plantar fasciitis.
Yep. So much stuff.
Yeah. I didn't realize that everything that's
all
hormone.
Yeah. Everything is hormone. Yeah. She basically just said, you just have to get through it. And I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I would have to have like the weird shit.
Yeah. Dr. Scott said I should be able to start sleeping through the night, joint pain, body pain. You know, because sometimes I stay in the bed and watch TV, and my husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just watching TV. Leave me alone. But it says your brain works better, itchy skin, dry, itchy scalp.
Yep.
Painful sex. If you hate everybody.
Yep.
Feel dead inside.
Yep.
Phantom smells.
These are all of the reasons, guys.
High cholesterol.
Yep.
Yes. And then it says, like, you love making out with your husband. And I'm like, okay, Brian, let's get this show on the road, dude.
You're right. Exactly. You've got 12 minutes during commercial break. I've timed it. I don't have the remote. We ain't pausing. Let's go. I did tell her, I said, if you are taking testosterone, you'll want to fight and you will want to, the other F word, because I did it one time and holy crap, I thought, well, I wanted to fight everybody and maybe screw everybody. I don't know. Not really, but like I only took it for a month. And
well, we'll see. Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully, you know.
Yeah. I hear that you're going to feel amazing.
Well, I hope so.
So I'm jealous, but
sometimes I forget words and I'm like, what the hell?
Oh God, yeah.
Dementia or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's brain fog from I'm literally in the car like, shit, where am I going? I did that today on the way up here. I was like driving and I was like, oh wait, am I supposed to be in this turning lane?
Oh God.
Not on the way over here, but today I was going to TJ Maxx and I'm like, crap, I turned the wrong way and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So yeah, it's horrible. I can't wait to get through it.
Well, I was really nervous yesterday when I went and got it because I just knew I started watching those YouTube videos of how they insert it and I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. And then I got there and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like the worst part was the lidocaine stick.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, well, I'll let you know. In 4 weeks, it's supposed to be my best that I've ever felt.
Good. I'm excited for you.
I know. Me too.
Come clean my house when you get done. Cleaning yours.
I will.
And the neighbors.
After I get done with mine, I will do yours.
Yes. So Christmas is coming up. I don't know when this is going to air. I don't know if this is going to air before Christmas or after Christmas. I can't remember.
Well, maybe we can get it in before Christmas just because it's coming up.
I'm festive today. I have all my Christmas on, bracelets. I have cookie cutter earrings on. I'm very festive today because I love Christmas. I'm not a big Hallmark Christmas movie person, but I will watch a few corny ones like on Netflix.
Oh my gosh, we should do a Dirty Santa our next podcast.
We should.
We should trade. We should draw names.
Oh God. Tom's going to get mine. I'm going to get a Slim Jim. That's okay. I actually like Slim Jims.
Tom. I bought you a box. You loved them.
Yeah, I do like Slim Jims. And a 5-hour energy. I mean, that's pretty great. But so let's talk about Christmas stories. Do you have any?
Not a lot. I mean, my Christmases were my mom made sure that my Christmases were fabulous.
That's awesome.
When I was little, I mean, you know, she was a stripper, and I would wake up and there would be more gifts in the floor than you've ever seen. Now, I didn't get to keep them long because we would move and
right.
you know, but I mean, I had I was spoiled on Christmas, I have to
That's
say.
cool. That is
Yeah.
cool. I don't remember a whole lot of Christmases because we didn't really get Christmas, so I think that's, like,
I know.
part of my brain that, like, flakes out, and I don't know, but I make sure that it's special for, like, my kids, and then
Yes.
the littles that I have now, they're at the perfect age for
Oh, yes,
yes.
they are.
Like, last year, Sis saw Santa, and she was like, she screamed, and then we went to a Christmas parade last Friday, and she said, "I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna give him a high five, and I'm gonna give him a hug because I'm not scared." I said, "Okay." We didn't
Aw.
actually get to see him because we hit the line was whatever, but she was like she was really talking herself up in the car seat, in the back seat. She was like, "I'm not gonna cry. I'm not
Aw.
scared." And we do positive affirmations in the mornings. I'm like, "I am strong. I am beautiful." And she was like, I'm strong. I'm not scared." I was like, "That's right.
Aw.
You are not scared of Santa Claus."
That
So
is
yeah,
so cute.
but they're at the perfect age for Bub took my comb when he was pottying and threw it in the toilet and then got it out of the toilet and threw it in the trash can because we heard it all this happen and we walked in there and so my husband was like, "Okay, well, you're not getting your tablet for the rest of the night because you knew better than to do that." So later on he was like, "I'm really sorry. Please do not tell Santa." And I was like, I forgot all about us telling him that. I was like, "Okay, I mean, I can probably retract it." And he was like, "I know he can see me, but please tell him I will never, ever, ever do it again." I was like, "Okay." So we've got the wool pulled over their eyes this year, and it's pretty awesome. So yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
it's
so fun.
yeah.
Because when your kids get older, you forget
Oh
that.
yes,
I mean, it just,
yes. But they get so excited over everything
yeah.
Christmas, like Santa. Because we left, we actually got to go out. My daughter watched the kids. We actually went out to a bar. Can you
Who
believe? Me
did?
and my husband.
Shut up.
Yes, with our friends. And I was like, "We're going to talk to Santa," and he
She
was
didn't
like,
call us.
well, it was
I'm
last
just
minute.
kidding.
It
I'm
really
just
was,
kidding.
and I was like, I actually didn't know we were going to a bar. I thought we were just going to eat. And then when we got to the place to eat, they have a toddler too, and they were like, "Well, where are we going after this?" And I was like, "Oh, wait, we have options." Like, and they were like, "Do you know a bar?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
So I just named one, and we went to it. But anyways, that was fun. But I told the kids I was going to talk to Santa, so the next day I was hungover as shit. They were like, "What did Santa say?" And I'm like, yeah, so he said," I'm like coming up with this like elaborate, like, "Yeah, so let me tell you what he said."
Oh
He
my
said,
gosh. Do y'all do the elf on the shelf?
"No,
Oh.
no." I want to do it because of the magic, but I am so forgetful. I will ruin Christmas for these kids.
I mean,
They're
I
gonna
think
need
there's like a
freaking
whole kit
therapy.
now that you can buy with your elf, and it's like how many days you got to move them and all the ideas and
See,
all the things that come with it.
oh my, see, I would be super elaborate at the beginning, like, stringing string from one
Yeah.
end of my house, creating a zip line, and then the next time it would just be like, "Oh, he fell off the couch." "Oh, he's missing in action. We got to call the law."
I mean, my ladies at work take it serious. Like they're talking about a couple of their elves having babies.
Oh, shit.
Like they want baby elves, and I'm
Here's the
like,
thing. If the babies come home and ask me for an elf, I will get an elf. But until they ask me, I'm not getting an elf
I might
because,
have to get you an elf on a shelf just
oh
so
my
you.
God.
I mean, because I want one.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to do it, so I cannot wait to have this grandbaby, so I can do all
Yes.
that.
Um, did that podcast air before she told?
No,
Okay, good.
no,
Somebody called me and was like, I don't know if she meant the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I was like, well, we just ruined it all if we did. So, okay,
no.
good.
It worked out perfect. My family was so surprised.
Good.
Like nobody knew who she was for a minute. Like it was complete silence.
Oh,
And then my cousin Sonny was still sitting there going, "Who's Emily McGee?" Like he was like, "Did Tiffany and her husband come by and put their thankful in our bucket?" And I'm like, "No, dummy."
right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great. That is
yeah.
great.
So, but it all worked out perfect, and I mean, it was like a hard pause, and then my aunt was like, "What?"
Yeah, that
And
would be
so,
me. Take me 10 minutes to realize what just happened. We had a good Thanksgiving too. We only had one incident, and one of my aunts blocked my other aunt because she told her to hush. I think that's been
oh,
resolved now, but stay tuned because,
oh,
yeah. And it wasn't even a bad, mean hush. She just said, "Oh, hush." So when she left, she got offended and blocked her and said, "You offended me." So,
yeah. We
yeah,
had it. Ours was really good. We had it at my cousin's this year. His
yeah.
new, well, it's not a new house, his house, and he just got traded to the Cardinals. Trent, did
Oh,
you know that? Yeah, Sonny just signed with the Cardinals for 3 years. Whoop,
nice.
whoop. Um, huh?
That's a huge deal.
Yeah, huge deal. And so we were excited about that. And then Emily's pregnant, so we're excited about that. And
Oh,
we had a good holiday. And
that's
we had like
good.
25 Thanksgivings. We had
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and then we had Friendsgiving, and then we had another Thanksgiving at my house, and then
That's what
another
it's
one at
like
my
when you're
daughter's
popular.
house.
See, I only had one,
Yeah.
and it was enough.
Then we did karaoke with the cousins one night.
Wow. Y'all are so busy. I
We
love
are
it.
so busy.
I love it. I don't want my life to be like that because I really like to be on my couch watching TV, but I love it for you.
Ooh, it's a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
My sister come up. She brought me, a cold.
Oh,
She got me so sick.
so she was sick.
Yes, she come up, and nobody ever babies Dixie, so I was like, "Come up, and I'll baby you." So
Oh,
I got her all the medicine and put her in the bed with a sleeping or heating blanket and babied her for a couple hours, and
oh.
then she left, and I had her cold.
Mm. The gift that keeps
All
on
right, you
giving.
little whore. She's like, "We share everything," and I'm like, "Not that though."
My dad bought a piece of property that's at 1.7 acres, okay? So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, but my dad literally thinks I'm an IT genius because I can cut a computer on and I have an
Oh.
email.
Mm-hmm.
So that's literally the extent of my knowledge of technology. But he's like, can you write me up a lease agreement?
It's because they think we're on TikTok and we know what we're doing.
Oh, he thinks because I can text. I'm like,
Yes.
so he calls me and he's like, oh, I'm buying this land tomorrow, but I need you to write up this lease agreement. And I'm like, Dad, I have no. So I'm like trying to figure out like, how do you write this, lease agreement? And I'm like, hear ye, hear ye.
You should have called me. My daughter could do that.
Well,
she probably has one downloaded that's just a lease agreement.
I wrote it down. Let me see if I can find it. I'm over here. Okay. Hear ye, hear ye.
Did you really say hear ye, hear ye?
No, this is what I was gonna write. Because I got all the way through this like free thing, and then it was like, oh, you have to subscribe. And I'm like, no, screw that. So I was like, I'll just write myself, hear ye, henceforth thy land shall be bought by financially worthy parties. My dad's like, and I'm like, Dad, he's like, yeah, sounds great. I'm like, Dad, they're gonna laugh you out of they don't even make sense. And like, I don't even know how to work my laptop. Like, I just closed the lid, and then in 6 months, I call my best friend who's an IT guy, and I'm like, why don't my laptop work? And he's like, have you updated it? I'm like, I have no idea. He's like, well, when you power it off, I'm like, oh, you're supposed to power them off. I just closed the lid. And he's like, no, duh, dumbass. There's been 6 updates since you last opened the damn thing. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know. So I'm like, Dad, I am literally the family attorney, the family doctor, the family therapist, and I don't even have a high school education. And they rely on me. So at Thanksgiving, my aunt says, do you know how to write an email? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, I need to email this company, but I have no idea. She goes, I got an email, but I don't know. So I get on her phone. I'm like, you see this right here? It says compose. You're going to push this. So, and I tell her how to do it. And this is how you send. If you want to send an attachment, this is how you do it. So I sounded really, really, really smart. So that night she texted me and she said, I sent you an email. Send me one back. So I get on the email and it says, hey, I love you. Ashley, love Aunt Wanda. And so I was like, okay. So I sent one back. I got it. Love you too. And then she sends me another text that says, okay, sent you another one. She don't reply to that one. She just sends a new one. So we got 7 emails going, and I'm replying to all of them. And I'm like, you can just push like reply and it will go back to and she's like, sends back. She's like, you should be a social worker with it. And I'm like, and I'm also a social worker. And I'm like,
good.
I'm like, she's like, thank you so much. Like you taught, and I'm like, bless their hearts. If I'm the one they're going to,
yeah.
I mean, that's scary. I mean, I started off the land agreement with hear ye, hear ye.
My stepdad's like that, and my mom was like that. Oh, my God. My mom one time got a job at Kroger in the deli department, and she went to the training and got up and left in the middle of it because it had to do with computers, and she was scared she would shut their whole system down.
Yep. I got my mom, I think I've told this before, but I gave her my smartphone, my old one, and she called me the next day and she says, Sharpie, that's what they call me. Sharpie, I can't use this. She said, I done tore this thing all the way up, and I'm so sorry. And I said, Mom, what did you do? And she's like, there's just so much going on with it. I've completely ruined it. I'm really sorry. I said, Mom, all you have to do is push the home button. And it will. And I told her that. And I get there, and all it was she just had a bunch of tabs open, and I was like, the back button will take you right. And she was like, no, it's completely. She's like, it's saying stuff like this page cannot be. And I'm like, Mom, that's just because you reached a web page that was, she was like, I thought I'd done read. I'm like, so she went back to her flip phone. She never did have a phone until she passed away.
That's funny. Yeah, my mom would drive me crazy with stuff. My stepdad even now, Like, sometimes he'll get his phone on the Bluetooth where it's connected to his car,
Yeah.
and then he can't figure out how to, like, be in the house, and then somebody will
Hey,
call, and it's connected to his
my
car.
sister, who is, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit more tech savvy than she is, was like, I was like, I can't believe you don't listen to podcasts in your car. And she was like, well, I don't want to like my phone because the speaker's not real good. And I was
Mhm.
like, no, it goes through your car. And she's like, no, I don't have that. I don't have Sirius XM. I was like, that's not Sirius XM. It's called Bluetooth. So I went outside and I was like, I pushed this button. I was like, she goes, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I've had this car for 4 years. I didn't know. I was like, yes, if your phone calls will go through your car, so will your audio.
Isn't that crazy?
It-
My dad is really smart with, well, maybe not really smart with computers, but he's a realtor, so he knows how to use a computer, look
Yeah.
up what MLS or whatever. But if we talk about putting Netflix on his smart TV,
Mhm.
I mean, the whole world shuts down,
Yep.
and we're not allowed over, and you don't touch his TV
Yes.
because he can't get it back. And I'm like, Daddy, it's just damn Netflix. You
Right.
hit one button.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep. But it also, my dad thinks I have like all the time in the world. He'll call me and be like, hey, file for a divorce for me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I have no clue. And he's like, did you get her second grade math teacher's name? And I'm like, how the fuck would I get that? And he's like, well, you know all that computer stuff. I'm like, literally the only reason why I got her date of birth was Facebook. And he's like, well, get her, when she was in sixth grade, what she made on her report card. I'm like, Dad, I have no idea how to get any of that. He's like, comes to my house and says, here's you 138 pages for divorce. Now fill it out. I'm like, Dad, I don't even know how to spell your middle name. Like, how the hell am I supposed to file for this divorce? So he has this like attorney lady. I don't know. He tells me it's an attorney. She calls. She's like, no, honey, I'm just a receptionist. I was like, dear God, he's done drove all the way from Nashville for me to speak to this attorney because I'm so genius. And I'm like, Dad. And then I talked to the lady and she's like, no, all I do is get you in touch with an attorney. And I'm like,
Isn't it funny?
yes, but he's just like, he'll call me and be like, hey, I need you to run and get me. I'm like, Dad, I'm raising toddlers. I own a business. I'm doing a podcast. I got TikTok. Like, there's so much going on, but please let me drop everything and, write a land agreement for you that's going to stand up in court. Like,
Mhm.
I have no clue what to do there. Because it's like, there's deeds and money and,
Yep.
who knows. Anyways, I think he got it worked out, but he really thinks I'm a genius.
My brother actually called on my way here tonight, and he doesn't social media a lot, so he thinks that I'm a professional social media. Is that a word? Meteor. And he was like, "Hey, I've just started this Facebook thing. Now, how, I want to put some pictures on." And I was like, "Well, just go to the pictures and hit post." Well, that's a post. I mean, I thought the post is like when you're talking about something, it's a picture, and I'm like, "Yes, Charlie, just go on and
Yes, it's so cute.
post."
Yes.
And so, yeah.
My mother-in-law doesn't have a computer or smartphone or anything.
Oh, Lord.
Nothing. She'll have
Yeah.
an email. So if she orders something out of her catalogs that she gets $9,000 a month because she likes to shop, if they require email, she just won't do it. So we ended up giving her our email, and she has no idea, like the @ sign. She, calls it whatever, whatever. No,
The
not that.
name for it.
Yeah. And they're like, you have to have an email. And she's like, I don't even know what that means. But anyways, she'll come to me and be like, I want this tree. And I'm like, okay. And so I'll just do like a Google reverse search. And I'm like, okay, they have it here. And she's like, you're so smart. I'm like, no, I'm really not at all. Like, literally, I don't even know how to cut my computer off. I just thought you shut the lid and it just went off magically and everything updated by itself. I didn't know any of this. And then my friend's always like, because he is so tech savvy, he's like, you need to update that thing. I'm like, we paid $1,100 for this thing in 2012. And he's like, yeah, it's worth $10 now.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you are not going to talk shit about my computer. Like, we paid $1,100.
I know.
So I'm kind of like an old person when it comes to some of that stuff too, because I'm like, no,
Yeah.
if you pay $1,100 for a computer, it should last for 25 years.
Yeah.
Not,
I'm an old person sometimes too when
Yeah.
it comes to it. I don't get it all.
yeah, but my poor
And
dad.
I try. And I try to listen to it, and then I'm like, I don't even know what the hell that means.
Me either. Don't know anything.
Yeah, because I'm a Googler. I Google everything.
Me too.
Like, I just sent you a lease agreement.
See? Well, I found a bunch of free ones, but every time I got to the end, it was like, oh, you have to pay for this subscription or sign up for a free subscription. And I was like, screw that.
I
I'm not
always
doing it.
just Google it, take a picture of it, and then I can
See,
type it up.
that's what I was going to do, but I couldn't find one with the image. I didn't even do it. And then the next day he was like, did you get my thing? I was like, no.
You can also go to Staples and buy a lease agreement.
I was like, Dad, I'm not going to court and I'm not going to jail for whatever fraud this is. Like, because I wrote hear ye on a piece of notebook paper and you had it signed. No, I'm not getting involved in this.
Okay, so let me tell you what else we did last week. We
Okay.
did that Coach for Kids.
Oh, okay.
It
So
turned out so good.
Great. So how much, like, what?
I don't even know how much I know we raised probably, all in all, the coats that were sent, we probably were over $2,500 between, because
Wow.
everybody sent coats. We had like almost 50 coats.
Did you go somewhere? Or you just
We went to
posted about it?
Chattanooga. No, we just posted about it, and then people sent money, and then Dixie shopped, I shopped. A lot of people just did that Amazon wish list, which is the best thing ever.
Yes.
Because they got delivered right to the house, and then we went to Chattanooga, and then our friends Sierra and Josh from the Daily Refresh in Chattanooga, um, Sierra was there. Josh was out of town this year, but Sierra like had us on our little news channel, and we got to interview because she thought it was cool. In lieu of gifts for Dixie and I's birthday, we did the coats for
Awesome.
kids,
Yes.
so it was fun.
That is awesome.
Got to see the sisters for a little bit. Got to raise money, and so now I'm like, well, let's see what we can do next year.
Yeah,
I
because
get excited about that. I
the
don't know
sky's
why.
the limit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Once you see people come
yeah,
out of the woodwork, it's like, well, let's go bigger.
yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome. Good
yeah,
job, girls.
yeah. I know. So, Coats for Kids is done.
Is that a company or a
It is it's the neatest story too. I'm not gonna lie, last year I didn't really look and see what it was about.
yeah.
But Coats for Kids, it's the hold on, I have to look at this picture because I forget the name of this, and it's so easy. No Child Fund. Hold on, it's coming up. Forgotten Child Fund is what
Okay.
it is. And it started with a man who was a police officer in Chattanooga, and he said on Christmas Eve, I think it started in 63. And so he got called to a scene in like 1960, and on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and the parents were fighting real bad, drinking, fighting, fussing, drunk. And him and his partner felt bad because these two kids that they had were just sitting there, upset and crying. Um, and he was like, "We're not taking these parents to jail. These kids have gone through hell today. We're going to do what we can to not take them to jail."
Right.
And then while his partner was lecturing the parents, he asked the kids, "Hey, what'd you get for Christmas?" And one got an apple and one got an orange. And he said it pulled at his heartstrings. And so, being an officer, people that own businesses. So
Right.
he had the businesses open up. They went in and got those kids Christmas and brought it back to them kids. And he said he vowed that, no kid would ever go without Christmas because that's what it's about.
Right.
Um, and so then the next year he had promised like 12 families or 12 kids that they were going to get Christmas. He said he didn't have he was an officer.
No clue how he's going to do it, but he's going to make it happen.
And then his Sunday school class raised $85 to
Wow,
buy
that's a lot.
Christmas for 12 kids. And then it just kind of took off from there. And he passed away a couple years ago, but so the firemen and the police department keep this going and do it every year.
Is it here?
It's in Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a
Yeah.
cool story.
I know, it's so neat.
That is cool.
I was looking it up, and on the website, like he's got an old radio interview.
Oh, that is cool. I need to look at that. I
Yeah,
need to listen.
I'll send it to you. The link's pretty neat. So
Yeah.
I went on there and listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, what a great guy to
Yeah.
start that and keep it going." And
So now it's just coats for kids?
no, it's the
No Child Forgotten?
No Child Forgotten Fund, and they do Coats for Kids. They do fundraisers all year long to make sure that kids have things,
Gotcha.
and but yeah.
That's awesome.
And so we met with the president now and the PR guy, and we're gonna team up with them and do some stuff, and I'm sure we have things like that here.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
Yeah.
You give me children, old people, animals, and
Mm-hmm.
vets, and I will raise money for you all day.
Yep. I'm like that too. Do you do Angel Tree?
No, I haven't in the past few years, just because we've been doing the Coats for
Yeah.
Kids.
We did 3 kids this year. Well, we did 1, and then my
Mhm.
husband works at a bank, and he was like, nobody's taking so
Aw.
he kept posting it on Facebook, and so yesterday he was like, I'm going to bring 2 more home, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, do that, because, I mean, they may be on other Angel Trees, I don't know, but I would hate for them not to get
Yeah.
anything, because,
We need to get a plan next year and start early,
yeah, we do,
and then just go in and help both.
yeah,
We can do Coats for Kids and Angel Trees and whatnot, and
Yeah.
just go big, and
because
'cause 'tis the season, and
that's
everybody
exactly right.
loves giving back. I mean, people just don't know how.
And right, because people have money, they just don't know where to give it,
Yeah.
and they don't want to give it to the wrong thing, and I don't blame them, because
Right.
because I started that little Big Kids Need Love
Yeah.
too, and then we kept getting the same people, and I'm like, hello, you know when Christmas is, we can't, we don't want to make it so cushioned to you that you don't want to try for your children, because you can literally call me and I can find you a job or, whatever. But because some people do that. I mean,
Right.
my mom would have been one of those if that would have been available probably. But, and it may have been available, but it didn't benefit her. I don't really know. I mean, God love her, but her addiction was so strong that she didn't pay attention to that.
I know there were times that, now if my mom, she usually showed up on Christmas with a bunch of gifts and would go all out. But there were times that, we didn't know where she was, if she was going to come back home, because she would always drop me off at my nanny's and she'd be back in 30 minutes and you wouldn't see her for like a month, type thing. But my nanny would always call churches, and different churches would always do,
Yeah.
I think they delivered them, or we would
I'm
go get
sure.
them, or I can't remember how it was, but she would do it for all of us grandkids.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I do remember my nanny doing that, and I had cousins
No
and
one
stuff
did that for us. And that's something that, like, I am like, I don't understand that. There's no way in hell my nieces or nephews would not get a Christmas, even if I couldn't afford it. Like, I don't understand that, but maybe,
Right.
things are different. But, anyways, I try to, help us where I can, and Lord knows. And I do dumb stuff like giving money away that they could be buying crack with it. But, like, if you touch my heart, I'm like, I was at Dollar Tree the other day, and the girl was so freaking nice, and she stopped me, and she goes, "Hey, what's your name?" And I was like, "Ashley." And she was like, "Did I go to school with you?" And I was like, "No, I went to school in the neighboring town." She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you were somebody else." And I was like, "No, you're good." And then I heard her, like, she was so nice to everybody that came in. And then she said, "I just got a lot of trials right now, but I know God's going to get me through it." And I thought, give her money, give her money, give her money. And I was like, I had no freaking cash. And so I went to my daughter's work and I was like, "Do you have $100? And she was like, "I have like 80." And I'm like, "I'll just go get like, I was like, I just need to give it to her because, it may help her."
Aw.
I don't freaking know. But anyways, that's just how and then I'm like, "You got to stop giving money because you don't have any money. You're going to be the one telling these sob stories if you don't stop." But anyways, we hope this reaches y'all before Christmas. And we
Yes.
hope that everybody, and I'm going to start something new at the end of every episode. I'm going to give y'all a tip of the week
Oh, okay.
because I love life hacks and I love tips. And this way, it could be beauty, health, whatever. If I've learned it, I want to share it because I love that. I love when people tell me stuff. This week is not nothing.
We tells her.
Yeah, this isn't great, but I'm a hairstylist, so
Okay.
this week's tip is, a lot of people ask me how like, dry shampoo doesn't help my hair. Okay, because you have to use dry shampoo when your hair's clean. So most people, their hair's already greasy and they try to dry the shampoo, but the powder cannot absorb the oil because it's already there. But if you put the dry shampoo on clean hair, it prevents the oil from coming. Does that make sense?
It does.
So most people are like, "I've tried every dry shampoo and it don't work." That's probably why, because you're putting it on dirty hair and it can't absorb all that oil that's already there.
Okay.
So put it on clean hair. It will also give you volume, texture, things like that.
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Yes.
Because one time, my hair turns gray, so I just take that colored dry
Yeah.
shampoo and spray it on when I get out of the shower and I blow it on my hair.
Yeah.
But my hair started drop or like
Breaking off.
Yeah.
Well-
only like on the places I put it. So
Well, dry shampoo is drying. It is drying. So it does absorb all the oil from your hair when your hair does need oil. So what I suggest is, if you shower in the morning, dry shampoo it that night. Not necessarily as soon as you get out of the shower because your hair's super duper porous and dry. So do it that night before the oil's really
Okay.
set in, but you've had enough oil that your hair's not going to break off. Because dry shampoo is very drying and it can make your hair break off. If you use it every day, like, yeah, it's gonna.
So I should go to sleep, and in the morning,
If your hair's
Put it
super
on.
oily, do it before you go to bed. But if your hair's not super oily, do it. Yeah, you could do it. But my hair's pretty oily, so
Uh-huh.
I usually do mine when it's clean, like after the shower. But I'm okay because my hair's pretty oily.
Yeah.
So, but that's a good tip for y'all. I get asked that question a lot about dry shampoo. And what dry shampoo should you use? I don't know. Try them out. 9 times out of 10, I use baby powder. So, and if you have dark hair and you say that it makes your hair white, add some cocoa powder to it. It will make it brown hair.
Oh, and then you smell good. You smell like
Yes.
a cookie.
So, or I also have done baking soda, which baking soda is really, really fine. So it doesn't do as well as absorbing it. But if you use baby powder and cocoa powder together, that's good for brown hair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go. Tip of the week.
Ashley's just the tip.
That's great. There you go. Ashley's just the tip.
All
Good job,
right.
Kila. Okay, well, we'll see y'all next week. Remember to like, subscribe, tell your pastor. Do not tell your pastor because you will be
No.
banned from the church. But tell your friend or
Yeah.
go run by the jail and just holler it out the window. Like I feel like we would reach that audience because they got cell phones
I
in there.
mean,
Come on.
you can take shoe polish and write it on the back of your vehicle if
I
you
mean,
wanted
yeah.
to.
Like, yeah, get a sticker made or anything. Wear a shirt that says, listen to Raising Barbara Jean and Wanda. And call in, email us.
Yeah.
Instagram. We don't have a TikTok yet, but like I'm on Trailer Park Chronicles. She's on My Lost and Found Sisters. But we have email. Is it Barbara Jean and Wanda at Gmail?
Yeah.
That's where I always get it's Barbara Jean and Wanda at gmail.com.
Yes.
Instagram is Barbara Jean and Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube is Barbara Jean and Wanda. So there you go. And we love y'all. And Merry Christmas. And we hope y'all have the best holidays ever.
Yep. 'Tis the season.
Remember, we can talk shit about our moms, but no one else can.
Especially
and
not around the holidays.
And if you know, you know.
Bye.
Bye, bitches.